Namaste, Aries. This is going to be your Valentine's reading. When I say Valentine's, I don't necessarily mean only the day, Valentine's Day. It's going to come, it's going to go. But because Valentine's Day falls on a Friday this year, I think this may be the first time that I'm even putting any emphasis on and any importance or relevance into Valentine's Day. I don't believe I've ever even done a Valentine's reading, but I'm doing one because we're going into the weekend. For some of us, the whole week because we're maybe we're off or we took off for President's Week, which comes right after Valentine's Day this year, and so maybe we're doing some real celebrating. Also, what's interesting is 2 days after Valentine's Day, Mercury retrograde begins. It's Mercury entered Pisces last week and will go retrograde there as of the 16th and remain in retrograde until like that first week of March. I think it's March 9th. I don't know why I haven't looked it up yet because I've been trying to remember since the last reading I did for the sign of Pisces, and I still don't recall. In any case, it will go direct early March, but remain in shadow until like the first week of April, if I recall correctly. So we could have some stop and go energy. We could feel like we're flying high on Valentine's Day and everything is going well, especially for you guys. You're the first sign to get anything like this, the Two of Water or Two of Cups, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. And also Major Arcana card Balance or Temperance right behind it. Temperance represents the sign of Sagittarius and is about, restorative energy for me, like making things whole and fixing things. It's about, negotiation and compromise and working out scenarios or situations, and where we felt like lack or loss or whatever. It's about being replenished and getting those gaps filled in, right, with new abundance, like the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So some of you, Aries, you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, for example, or this could be Jupiter stepping in. Sagittarius is ruler stepping in to help you. Jupiter is also the planet and God also, depending upon who you are and what you believe, of growth, expansion, luck, karma. So coming to pay off big time. And it tends to be in a positive way that Jupiter comes through. Growth and expansion can't be negative. You know what I mean? You also have this card meditation. This might be how you're manifesting this abundance and bringing about, these healed energies and or relationships. Could be through meditation or some other, means of finding your peace, your center, your zen, your chi, and bringing, surrounding yourself with positive energy. Also, overall energy of the Empress in reverse says you might find yourself being very attractive to many people, having like a lot of suitors. Could be people coming back from your past that you haven't heard from. Mercury retrograde tends to do this too to people. Brings people like out of the woodwork. So it could be a bunch of exes coming back, popping up, and you'll need to decide whether or not you're interested. And sure enough, when I picked this up, first of all, the Empress represents the planet Venus, who is the ruler of the signs of Libra, Taurus, and Gemini. But Gemini's other ruler is in fact Mercury. And so also upright, you have the Knight of Swords behind this. And this could be Mercury himself, coming, rushing in, bringing in all this energy of, again, the people who are attracted to you. Also, the Empress in reverse tells us to pay really close attention to our intuition and our instincts, gut feelings, what your soul's urges are telling you, what is your heart telling you to do. And it's one of those cards that says, if you don't follow those things, one day you're going to be sorry. You will regret it. You're going to be like, damn, I knew I should have paid attention to my intuition that time. I knew I should have followed my gut. I knew I should have followed my heart or whatever. So definitely when she shows up, she's guiding you to do this. And now that I've picked these cards up, I'm seeing that there's another Empress-like card also in reverse laying here. And that is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. She too is this very motherly, nurturing type energy for me, like the Empress. and, could also be Venus herself. Again, Venus is a ruler of Taurus. So this could be her showing up with the abundance. So I've been doing like that square spread of 4 that I'm kind of becoming known for, or have become known for to some already. And we're doing it this way this week. Couples. Singles. It's complicated. And all of the above. This one's for everybody. And again, with an overall energy of the Empress in reverse. So, couples, let's get started with you. And you have a very nice card. It's the Six of Swords in reverse. Almost says the Six of Cards. The Six of Swords in reverse. And for me, the Six of Swords is about a card, again, positive movement. The same way I said, like, growth and expansion can never be negative. Like, movement forward can never be negative. But when the Six of Swords is in reverse, it can mean that we're about to confront someone or something maybe that we've been avoiding before. And maybe this is Mercury, right? This is that Knight of Swords energy, that Mercurian energy that's the ruler of communication, that's forcing us to confront something and to communicate, finally maybe with our partner about, because this is the couple's, placement. Communicate with our partner about the relationship or issues that we feel, either we have as individuals, or, the relationship as a whole, and how we can, again, move forward. That's what the Six of Swords is all about, moving forward. It doesn't have to, mean that you're fighting, you're arguing. It's just about communication and doing it in a healthy way, hopefully calmly and clearly. Saying what you mean, meaning what you say, getting to the point. Definitely when the Six of Swords in reverse shows up, it's not a time to hold things in, to become like, like a bottle, bottles up, or a bottleneck in your relationship. But you do want to, like maybe think, like choose your words and not just, start, like my daughter, when she was little, she used to say word vomit, like, diarrhea of the mouth, or just like spouting off just any kind of random and potentially hurtful things, like choosing your words, because otherwise you could cause a lot of hurt, damage to your relationship, to your partner as a person, if you're not thoughtful about not only them, but being considerate and respectful of your relationship too, in saying what you have to say. So definitely say what you have to say. Don't hold anything in to preserve anybody's feelings, but there's a way to say stuff. So that's what you guys need to do, from what I can see. And singles. Oh, wow. Okay. Singles. So, so your card is the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful card, of course, as it relates to love. It's about commitments, deepening and stuff. If you don't have one, this can instead for you be about you maybe entering commitment. You're single now, but maybe next, as of, later in the week, you won't be, or next week you won't be. People are warned against officially entering commitment or commitments or contracts of any kind during, Mercury retrograde. But if you want to go rogue and do it anyway, feel free. You're an adult, do your thing. Or this can just be like, maybe without, putting it on paper, emotions are heightening and the relationship's evolving, feelings are deepening. And, so we know, we might not be saying it yet or making it official yet, but we know that the relationship is growing and it's, becoming committed. And so that may be good enough for some. Also, if you're single and looking, right, if you haven't met somebody that, already with whom things may deepen, it's very, very possible that you can meet somebody at somebody else's wedding or some sort of event, birthday party, or maybe it's a Valentine's thing, and, people getting together, and that's where you meet somebody, maybe something for work, whatever. Any kind of event that, this happy sort of event, you could definitely meet somebody else. And being social in general. So if you get like invited to anything just about, You should make it a point to go if you're interested in meeting somebody. That's for you singles. It's complicated. I have a feeling there's a lot of these. I mean, I primarily read, as some of you may know, or I hope you do know, for divine unions, divine beings. So even single, people that are part of divine unions, sacred unions, as they say, twin flame relationships. And so a lot of it's complicated. In terms of love, when the Nine of Swords in reverse shows up, and actually the last sign for which I read, they had the Nine of Swords too. Theirs was upright, I think. Yours is in reverse. Yeah, so they had the Nine of Swords too. That would be Pisces. So maybe we got some Cuspians, or we got people with both energies going on, or a Pisces dealing with an Aries, or whatever it is. In any case, when the Nine of Swords in reverse shows up in terms of love, you might need to really think about, there could be trust issues, right? And if you feel like your partner, or the person from whom you separate, your partner, it might be your partner, or you might be in separation, because it's complicated. So, if you feel like the person that fits this scenario with you, this complicated scenario with you, has been dishonest with you, or is dishonest in general, or there's trust issues in your relationship, definitely, again, a good time to confront that situation, sort of in connection with the Six of Swords in reverse, so that you can move forward or move apart, end it, whatever is going to happen. If you are looking, to date or for love, despite the fact that you got, some sort of like chords or involvement, maybe not actually a commitment, but you're seeing someone or a few people you're dating around, whatever it is. But if you're still out there looking, then you could meet somebody who is not serious, not to be taken serious. That doesn't mean you can't have a good time with them and have fun, but that may be all it is. It could be like a one night stand sort of thing, or somebody that's just out for a good time. We're gonna hang for a while. We'll date for a couple months. We'll go out, whatever. We have fun, but we're never gonna get married. Whatever, right? We're never gonna get seriously committed. I'm not interested in that. You got to believe people for, when they tell you who they are, we believe them. And so, there could be that, but then there also is the potential, I'm picking up, and this card can mean actually that you also have the potential of meeting somebody who's good at saying what they think people want to hear. And that could be connected to the swords. They're just very well versed at telling people what they want to hear, but they don't really follow through. So again, that would be where the intuition and the gut feelings and the following your heart and all that stuff of Major Arcana card, the Empress in reverse, comes into play. And for us all, the last card is the King of Cups in reverse, and he too was in the Pisces reading. And again, may in fact be a Pisces himself, also, or potentially a Scorpio or a Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. But more importantly, as it relates to love, the King of Cups in reverse is somebody who is ready to like risk it all for the sake of happiness and love and, life. And just like, I'm just gonna, if I have to give up my job, and if I have to give up the current relationship I'm already in, in order to follow my heart and go after this other thing, if I have to, give up my job, or if I have to move, or whatever it is, like, I'm ready to do it. Maybe somebody, that you meet online or something, I'll move to your state, or I'll come visit, or whatever. And they're just ready because they just want love, and they're ready to totally commit and just do whatever it takes for happiness. That's what this kind of person is, and could definitely sweep you off your feet. Again, maybe you meet them at some sort of event or something. Very, very possible. Or for those of you who are coupled, your mate could be turning into this kind of person. Again, don't rush it, don't push it, don't expect it to necessarily happen in during Mercury retrograde, but don't be surprised perhaps if it like starts and you start to see a change, and then maybe that slows down, but it picks back up again when Mercury retrograde is over. And further to that, I forgot to do this for the last group for the Pisces. Yikes, I don't think I did any advice cards for them. I'm sorry, Pisces. So again, hopefully there's some cross watchers and you guys to get these now. The same way we did for couples. This is for couples, and it is the Five of Water. So this is the Five of Water is a card that's about you having, you being blessed and not necessarily realizing it and noticing it, or maybe taking it for granted. So it's like you guys are the ones here with the relationships, and maybe some of you are still finding a way to say like, oh, woe is me, and you guys, not only with the relationships, but with relationships that are moving forward in some sort of way. And you might say, oh, woe is me. Like, I got something, but I don't got everything I want. That's what the Five of Water is about. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Also, maybe you want you wanted to spend Valentine's Day in a particular way. You wanted a particular gift or something, but you didn't get it. So try to remember what you do have and be thankful for that stuff. Like, don't forget those things. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. Singles, to go along with your Four of Wands. Ooh, yes, very nice. The Ten of Water, and it does go along with it. This is potentially another happy, large event, family event, group gathering. Contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. You have trustworthy relationships. So definitely the potential for single Aries to meet somebody really special over this period, or start some relationships that can grow to be particularly abundant and happy and loving. It's complicated. Ooh, Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, jackpot. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. And this too has the energy of your fellow fire sign, Sagittarius. I have a feeling a bunch of you are dealing with Sagittarians, or some of you, maybe not a bunch. Well, maybe a bunch, yeah, because this is a little heavy energy that keeps coming up. And maybe, let me put it this way, a bunch of it's complicated, maybe, dealing with Sagittarians. Or perhaps one of the other signs to which the planet Jupiter and the energy of the wheel are connected, like Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius. Could be Aquarius. Maybe that's what the swords are about. Maybe they have nothing to do with Mercury. It's all about the air energy of Aquarius. In any case, something turns around very quickly and moves forward for you too. And lastly, very nice. For all of us, it is Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot. So this too is about movement, but can represent also the potential for stop and go. So again, maybe we're up high, we're moving and we're flying high, and then all of a sudden things get slow because of Mercury retrograde. In Pisces, it's not your partner's fault. It's not your fault. Just go with the flow, ride with the energy, ride it out. But Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, does represent the sign of Cancer. So that could be who this King of Cups is in reverse. Could be a Cancer. And is also about like potentially moving. So like moving house, especially with the Four of Wands atop it, and crossing the Six of Swords. Could be about moving, maybe cohabitation. But again, maybe we're moving toward those things, and it might not happen right during this period, but perhaps as soon as like the energies ease up a little bit, we can, enter into that sort of commitment. This is also a card of major victory and success. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Like there's even going to be some weddings and stuff. And maybe you're getting like the last name, and that could be the public recognition. Name ringing bells and stuff is what I just thought about, like wedding bells. Get it? And from this deck, I really think I forgot the sign of Pisces. I don't remember doing this at all with them. I feel horrible about that. Couples from the Universal Love Oracle. Very nice for a couple. Trilogy of light. It's like, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the universe or God, or, the other direction, the Trinity that's involving both the masculine and the feminine. This could be you, like mother, father, child. Also, threes in general about co-creation, or creativity. So coming together to work on something. Could be about fertility, pregnancy, perhaps, growth, expansion, abundance. 3 is just a wonderful number. Singles, to go along with your 4 of Wands and your 10 of Cups. Oh, so happy for singles. A lot of really positive energy here, conducive of growth and movement and love and relationship for you. Very happy. And for It's Complicated, wow. It is sacred union. So maybe that's why it's complicated. Remember I stopped to say that? I said, like, I do a lot of It's Complicated because I really, I genuinely read for the illumined and the elect, so sacred beings, spiritual beings, people that consider themselves spiritual beings. So that would be who's in a sacred union. That's really awesome. And lastly, for everybody, transients. So this is about growth and expansion and about healing head to toe and ascension, our vibrations increasing. And when our vibrations increase and, that of our partner increases, then the relationship also ascends, right? Our union also ascends as we do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it show that you liked it by giving it a thumbs up, maybe even sharing it. If you want your own private reading, or merchandise or energy healing or anything that I provide, all the information for that will be in the description box below. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do consider becoming one by hitting both the subscription button and the bell button. And if you'd like to be my friend or something on social media, that information also in the box. Namaste.